skills like somebody trying to advance in their technical skills, their professional skills, like Patricia said. Development of reputation, like somebody moving from assistant professor to another associate professor, or moving from medical doctor or to be a publisher, and giving opportunities in the field, in your field that you're working on. So career growth, it involves expanding knowledge, development of technical expertise, as a lot of you have made a comment in the chat, and we have building a professional reputation, and also increasing research impact, and taking on leadership roles. That's what's actually when you get to the top of your career. You end up being a leader or being the head of a department, or a faculty, or a dean, or even a university. So career growth means a lot of things for different people at different times, at different stages of your career. But what is most important, like somebody said in the chat, that moving from one stage, more than one person from one particular stage to another place, not feeling stagnant, just like Ruth said. So I'll move forward to the next slide. Now the next one is why career growth? Why does it matter? So, like from what I've seen, all of you are saying in the comments, without intentional career growth, if you are not intentional about your career growth, you are not trying actively working towards growing. You are going to be, you just see yourself being a researcher that is stagnant. You are not moving forward because maybe your research you're working on is people you started working on extracting compound in plants. You're working on a whole plant or something, for example. Then now people are doing HPLC, they are doing for single molecules, but you are still working on plants. So the field will have moved faster than what you are doing. So you just be stagnant. The skills you are using might be outdated, even it's going so fast nowadays. With the advent of technology is very rapid. Skills get so quickly. Before, Excel was the gold standard for this analysis. Now we have R and Python and a lot of coding. So you can, if you're not intentional, your skills can be outdated. We are going to miss a lot of opportunities because you don't have skills that will be able to match what you're going to apply for. They say you apply for, let's say, for a position, they are requiring the particular skills. Maybe you have to know Western blot and ELISA or PCR. But you don't know all those skills, obviously you not get the opportunities, and your progression is going to be slow. It's not going to be as fast as possible, and it might affect the way the ability of you to reach your potential. So that's one thing you should be concerned about. So it helps you to stay competitive. You're ahead of your game. You're competing hard with other people, and increase your research impact. You gain more, and you get more independence. After some time, you're able to achieve leadership positions, because the more you get grower, you tend to have more opportunities, and you get chance to be able to lead and be on your own lab, or even lead as a PhD, have a postdoc, and also be a postdoc, have a PhD under you, where a graduate student having master's student under you. So I want to ask you some other questions here again. This is not really relevant to this slide, but I want to have this question: that what is the biggest barrier to your career growth right now? I just want you to self-reflect. If you want to share it, you can share it, but you can self-reflect, so you can think of what's the barriers to my career growth presently. So I try to so I can think ahead with the presentation, so that you can look at, I have this pocket of holes I've not filled up. Yeah, that's it. That's one of the most barriers that people have. Funding. Without funding, there is no growth. You want to go to PhD, you get funding for PhD. No funding, you can't get the PhD. So all those things, funding, that's one of the important things. Mind, yeah, procrastination. Yes, procrastination steals time. From OB to NO. The procrastination, we are procrastinating. You have a paper you want to publish, you did not publish it. You have a paper you want to write, to push it time. The procrastination, you can actually try to solve that problem by trying to use a different method, a lot of self-discipline, and try to have a way to reduce the procrastination and make your time more efficient. So that way you can grow much faster, not the slow pace. And we have lack of funding, the same thing by Sibongile and other resources. Yeah, funding is a very big problem. Funding is problem that happens even from a junior career to even at the level of being a professor. You need funding to run research. And we have a BA with a mentorship, yeah. And thank God you're already here at AYS. You are going to have you have a lot of mentors that can guide you to the level. They all are still growing, and those are they can guide you to the stage that they are and be able to help. And even see people online. There are people online, a lot of people online now. You can code mail people, ask for mentorship guidance, people are ready to help. The world is a small village. By or do me, lack of analytical instrument, funding, collaborations. Yes, you don't have instrument, there's no way you can be able to do your experiment. That way, you have to just know if you can find like what everybody has said now. You could see that you know the barriers that are affecting your career growth. So the next thing you have to think about is think about how can I plug those barriers. So that's another thing. But I think I'll still talk about it next in of the slide. So let's move on. Thank you all for participating and answering my questions. Just try to make it interactive and self-reflective so that everybody is going to have a good time, at least take something home. So we have different stages in career growth in research, basically. I'll still make some comments about this one. So the acting stage of career, number one, you are a student researcher, maybe you're in BSc, Masters, you're doing your research. Then you move on to be a graduate student, have a PhD students. Then you move on. Now you have even between the student researcher and graduate student, you can be a pre-doctoral. There's even after researcher, after bachelor, you have post bachelor training. There's a lot of spaces inside this small pocket hole. Then you have the graduate student down to postdoctoral researcher. From graduate student, move to postdoctoral researcher. And the postdoctoral researcher stage, you have guys, you have your PhD, you have intense training within 5 years in the US, 3 years in Europe, you have masters already. I think China has about 5 years from BSc and 3 years if you have masters. So you have intense training. That's when you actually have a good grounded of understanding on how to think critically and how to